What's up, everybody, and welcome to Post Hype. Now, we just got to get right to it. What the hell is going on at DC? I mean, is Ezra Miller really about to continue portraying the Flash even after this new Flash movie? Is this real life of all the actors that they've gotten rid of already? Henry Cavill, The Rock, Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot. They're gonna keep Ezra Miller? I mean, what are the executives at Warner Brothers thinking? This is like a fever dream. It can't be real. The most controversial actor that they have is the only one that they're thinking about continuing into James Gunn's new DCU? What is that? This is crazy, guys. Okay, we're going to talk about this. I want to go over this article from comicbook.com. We are also going to see James Gunn's take on the whole situation. He had something to say on Twitter. And then later, we're going to look up some tweets from fans, and they are not happy, to say the least. However, let's just jump into the article right here from comicbook.com. It is titled, Warner Brothers Discovery Executives Reportedly Open to Ezra Miller Continuing as the Flash. Now, this is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. Like I said, they are the most controversial actor at DC at this moment. And I mean, not only is it bad enough that this is the one movie that they're continuing to show and promote, they're also thinking about continuing to let them portray the Flash. This is insane. Ezra Miller, I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't know if he's as bad as they say, if he's better than they say, but at least from all the reports, this man is out of his mind. He is assaulting people. He is just doing the worst things that a human could possibly do. And the fact that he even still has a job in Hollywood and that they're thinking about furthering that career is so crazy to me. If we go a little bit deeper into the article, it does go on to say Warner Bros. Discovery has been all over the place with their changes involving the DC Films projects. It was recently revealed that James Gunn and Peter Safran would take over the newly minted DC studios, but they would also inherit their problems, including their Flash issue. Now, 100%, I've tried to be there for James Gunn along the way. I've defended all of the decisions that he's made up to this point, or at least tried to see the other side. I mean, Henry Cavill, as much as I love him, we could always use a new Superman. He's not the end-all be-all Superman portrayal. With The Rock, I wasn't the biggest fan of Black Adam, and with Gal Gadot, I mean, 1984 wasn't the best movie. So with all three of those right there, I could kind of like play the fence, you feel me, and be like, okay, he has a vision. But if that vision is going to continue using a Zack Snyder DC character, and the one that he chooses to keep is the Flash, Ezra Miller's the Flash, this just makes no sense to me. I mean, let's go a little bit further. It says Ezra Miller made headlines for weeks after he allegedly assaulted people at a karaoke bar in Hawaii, as well as numerous other allegations. Reports were claiming that the studio was trying to decide what they would do with the Flash, with the options being to reshoot with a different actor, shelve the film, or release it, and hope that the controversy died down. The two former options would have been too costly for Warner Bros., so they opted to release the film next year. Miller eventually went in to apologize for his actions and began treatment for mental health issues. According to a new report from Variety, it seems that the actor could stay on as the Scarlet Speedster. Now, I'm just flabbergasted, guys. So excuse my French here, but like, what the fuck? This is crazy. I mean, we're gonna go over tweets, like I said, a little bit later in the video, so make sure you stay for those. But fans are feeling just like how I'm feeling, and I'm pretty sure this is like a universal opinion here. How could you feel any other way that a man who has allegedly assaulted people and all the other numerous allegations, as the article states, is going to be the one that they support and that they stand behind, when all the other fantastic actors that they have got pushed to the side and shelved and thrown away? Come on, DC. Come on, James Gunn. Like, you guys have got to get it together. And I think what even makes this a more crazy situation is what James Gunn had to say about the whole thing. So if we jump over to Twitter real quick and take a look at this, it all started when Variety reported that Wonder Woman will not appear in the first 3 years of the DCU at all. So it seems like James Gunn and Peter Safran and the team at Warner Brothers don't want anything to do with Wonder Woman right away. And so, as always, somebody replied adding James Gunn and said, please debunk this one. So James Gunn comes out of his chamber and says, I hereby debunk it, only because it's not true. Then another fan comes out and says, can you discuss at all the report from Variety in regards to Ezra Miller and the notion that your slate is only 3 years worth of projects? James Gunn then comes out to say, I don't know what's out there about Ezra Miller, but our slate is 8 to 10 years, but we will only be announcing some of it this month. I don't know what's out there about Ezra Miller. Wait. So you are so in touch with everything on Twitter. You're always replying to fans, but now you have nothing to say about the Ezra Miller situation? I mean, this just sounds like executive ass kissing at its finest. He has something to say about everything except the most controversial thing to come out in the last few weeks, if not months at this point. I mean, as much as I'm a fan of James Gunn and I try to support him, this is just bad. This is a bad look. This is bad in general. Like, nothing about this is good. Stand up and say something about Ezra Miller and the decision that Warner Brothers executives have to keep them as the Flash. I mean, James Gunn, do something about this. Say something about this. In my opinion, not saying anything is saying something. I mean, you guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about this whole situation? How do you feel about James Gunn? Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you happy with this? Do you love Ezra Miller's portrayal? I don't know. I mean, I was never the biggest fan of them in the DC movies so far, and I don't think I'm going to be in the future. And the fact that this was kind of being sold as a 100% rebrand of the DC universe, and now they're even contemplating keeping some of the elements, and it's not the ones that were the best elements. None of this makes sense to me. I mean, we're also going to go on to another tweet here. This one is from the infamous Daniel RPK. As you guys might know, he is a great leaker on Twitter and has a bunch of inside scoops. He says, here's the thing. They said executives, in air quotes, have no problem keeping Ezra. That's their mistake. Those executives don't matter. Only Gunn and Safran. Those same executives wanted Henry Cavill to come back and play Superman again. We saw how that turned out. So this, I mean, is kind of looking on the bright side of things. Even if James Gunn says he doesn't know anything about it, perhaps that's because he doesn't have any plans for it. So, I mean, if Daniel is right and that James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to have the final say about this, and they don't choose to include Ezra Miller as the Flash, then I guess all of this is just nothing. It's all a bit of hearsay and we're all overreacting, but it just doesn't seem that way. And maybe this was meant to stir the pot and get some people talking for the movie to come out. But even if good publicity, or for the movie to come out, and as they say, any publicity is good publicity, but not in this case when we're talking about assaulting and kidnapping and all these monstrous things. I mean, the fact that they're even coming out with this movie is crazy. And the fact that James Gunn has nothing to say about it, I'm at least at minimum worrisome. Now, if we also look at some other fans' tweets, this one says, Ezra Miller kidnapped and abused native folk. No one should ever forget that. And the fact that in all their show pulls and cancellations for tax reasons, this is the movie that Warner Brothers decides to release, it's just disgusting. We have another one right here. It says, glad their mental health has improved. Has anyone asked the lady he hit with a chair how she's feeling? Like, they're spitting facts right here on Twitter, guys. I have nothing to deny or even say about these. We also have this video right here, which was just super funny, even though this is a serious situation, but it's this Breaking Bad meme. I'll play it right now for you guys. You can't keep getting away with it. You can't keep getting away with it. Now that got a good laugh out of me, so I mean, I hope that gave you guys a laugh too, even as serious as this is. As I said, we also got this last tweet right here that we're going to go over before we wrap up the video. It's from Flash Film News, and it says, according to a report by Variety, Warner Bros. Enthusiasm for The Flash hasn't been this high since the Dark Knight trilogy. Remember, the studio is returning to the Super Bowl after a 17-year absence. That's how much they believe in this film. But somebody was quick to reply that this seems to be a huge trend for Warner Brothers to compare their newest superhero movie to Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, look at all of these right here. This is comedy gold. The fact that all of these are actually real. Critics are already calling Aquaman the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. Shazam marks the best DC Comics movie since The Dark Knight. Wonder Woman 1984 first reactions. One of the DC's best sequels, quite simply the best DC film since The Dark Knight. Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey is the best DC movie since Dark Knight Rises. Gunn's The Suicide Squad is best DC movie since The Dark Knight. I mean, what kind of plan is this? I mean, this promotional strategy is horrible. I don't know who their promotion team is, but they need to all be fired, because at this point, I mean, everything lives on the internet forever. And if you think people aren't going to notice that you're using the same sales tactics to pitch your movies to audiences over and over and over and over and over, then you're just stupid, my man. I'm sorry. They need to really change it up. And the thing they need to most change up, in my opinion, is Ezra Miller. But you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this entire situation? Like I said, are you excited to see Ezra Miller, or do you think they just need to get rid of him altogether? You guys know where I stand probably, but like I said, I want to hear what you have to say. Other than that, we're gonna wrap this one up here. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button, and if you didn't enjoy the video, make sure to let us know where we can improve. We're always open to your feedback and suggestions. That being said, as always, I'm MJ, your host with Post Hype. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you around next time. Peace out, guys.